Varys, you watch as the smoke is spewing out of this creature's nostrils. What are you gonna do now? Are you just gonna keep backing up? What's your plan?
Yeah, I would probably continue slowly backing up while still trying to talk the creature down. I'm not sure what it is, just a bull made of armor and it's spewing smoke, so I'm just gonna try keep talking to it like it's an animal.
Are
I'll
you
give
trying
it
to
a bit.
figure out in your head what it is while you're backing up?
I'm probably trying to make sense of what I'm talking to, yeah.
Yeah, roll me, I guess a nature check or a history check. One of those I would allow.
Hmm, I'm gonna go with nature.
Okay. Seems respectable since you're a ranger.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. You haven't seen this creature before, but you have heard of it. As you're backing up and you're telling it to calm down, you're like, man, what is this? It has armor, but it's not armor. It's like it's made out of armor. You've heard of these creatures before. It's a gargan. Um, you don't know necessarily all the details about what a gargan is, um, but you have read about them before.
Okay.
Um,
So
they
like
uh, they have the stuff that they excrete from their nostrils has turned men to stone before.
ah.
And you start backing up, I'm guessing, further.
That's a good detail to know.
Yeah.
How close am I to any buildings?
There are buildings to the left of you, buildings to the right of you. There are buildings kind of all the directions. Behind you, the road turns to the left. And then there's also like another road that goes out of town past the stable.
Okay, I'm probably going to try to climb up a building as well. Now that I realize that it's breathing stone smoke, I don't want to be on the same level as it, so I'm gonna try and run up a building, or at least try to like dexterously make my way up.
Yeah, if you're gonna try to run up a building, I mean, obviously you have enough movement on your own. Roll me an acrobatics or a athletics.
I'm gonna go with acrobatics to like dexterously make my way up somewhere.
Yeah. 13. Yeah. You're able to, you kind of slowly back up to the right. You're already kind of moving diagonally to the right anyway, and there is a building that's to the right of you. One of the windows is smashed open, it looks like. And you just kind of grab a hold of like the bottom part of the window. You like jump up, grab onto it, and kind of like swing yourself back and forth until you have enough momentum and you're able to like swing yourself back up and you pull the top of the window and you kind of move your way up and put like your leg down on one of the planks of wood and slowly grapple your way up until you kind of like move your way on top of the roof. And this roof is a little slanted, so you're kind of having a little bit of trouble standing there, but you still have enough where you can like kind of hold your ground.
Okay, better when I
Meanwhile,
used.
we'll go back to the other three. Garrick, you're kind of standing there looking up at you're looking up at the other building. You were trying to climb the inn. Now you're like, well, that didn't work out. So you turn to the other building. Are you going to try to climb that building?
Of course.
All right. Same thing. Roll me an acrobatics or athletics. Yes. Interesting. Tell me how you climb up
Crit.
this building with a 27 crit.
Very like superhero like.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
You
like
kind of.
unnaturally.
Yeah, unnaturally. You kind of scrouch down as low as you can, and you kind of just pounce up. People in the inn are looking out the window, and they see this. They see you kind of like scrunch down, and you just like pop up, and you jump up to the top of this building, and you're just like up there on top of it. Now,
Yeah.
this building has kind of like a slant, and then it kind of evens out in the middle, and you clamber your way up, and you're able to get on top and. There is a chimney off to the side that's kind of puffing out a little bit of smoke. And you can see, you can actually see Varys on the roof of a building that's like 3 or 4 buildings across from you. But you can't see what else is down there. You do see people running to the left, running into buildings. Now it's kind of slowly subsiding because everyone has slowly been moving into buildings and there are less shouting and screaming.
Okay, so I want to make my way to that building.
All right. You're gonna slowly jump from one building to the next.
Of course.
Okay. That's gonna be another acrobatics, probably, to jump from one building to another.
Okay. How many you want?
We'll just do one to see how if you get to the first one first. You
Nope.
go to jump to the next one. You're like, well, I jumped on this one so easily. You don't even take a running start. You just scrunch down again and you jump up in the air. But when you jump up in the air, you start slowly falling down the building that you were just on, and you're barely holding on to the ledge of the building that you were on. I'm not gonna make it so that you fall off the building completely, but you're just like holding on to it for dear life, just like trying to stay up there. But you don't make it to the building on the other side. You're still holding on to the building that you were on before.
Okay.
I'm going to need this time a strength check to bring yourself back up to the top of the... Well, I guess actually we can go acrobatics or athletics. Because depending on what you do, I will...
I already rolled strength, so...
Okay, well, an 18. Yeah, you kind of do the climbers thing where you like put all your weight on your one arm and you slowly drag yourself back up, and you lose one feather in the process of it, but you do get up on top, back on top of the roof. And you kind of like shake your head. You're like, ooh, I almost killed myself. That was probably not the best idea. All right. Meanwhile, Baz and Ardoth, what's your plan? You're standing in the middle, like not in the middle of the road. You're standing off to the side of the road near the inn. To the front or forward and left of you is like down that street. To the left is where you saw the people running from.
Well,
and
that's the way to go.
I'm gonna have Baz roll me a 1d4. Three. Well, Karami92 did a wonderful thing and donated for a wild magic. Wild magic is an option. I don't know who uses magic, but wild magic's someone up for me. All right. Looks like it's going to be Garrick. Garrick, before you roll your 1d10,000, roll me another 1d4 though.
What horrific mutation will he get this time?
Oh no.
Another.
Not only is Garrick rolling a wild magic, we're also going to have another one for Varys. This one is from Vex Effects, who does some awesome streams. I do try to host them a lot. So thank you so much, Vex, for that. And let's see how these go. Roll me your 1d10,000s.
6661.
That is horrifying. Jesus, Varys.
That's a good sign.
Garrick! Oh my god, Garrick. Garrick, you don't see this, but... Oh, actually you do. As you get to the top of the roof, you have to quick check and look at yourself, you know? One of your feathers fell off. Oh, you're kind of like looking at your feather to see like which one fell off, because you were perfect. How one feather is gone? This can't be. And so you're trying to like fix your feather, and as you are, you tilt the spoon a little bit, and you look and you see yourself in the spoon. We can't see the spoon. You look into the spoon, and your face is now the shape of a light bulb. Your head is like light bulb shaped. Oh, Garrick. Garrick's like such a strange looking creature. I just like... You're slowly getting more like a bird, though. Because birds kind of have like a weird shaped head,
is it
right?
like this?
God.
That's a really interesting light bulb. Meanwhile, Varys, roll me a 3d10.
Oh God.
Garrick's slowly turning into more and more of a cryptid.
Varys, you are standing there looking down at this gorgon now that you know what it is, and do you have any parts of your body that are visible, like that you don't have covered by your cloak or armor or anything like that?
I'd say that maybe my feet or like my legs would be slightly uncovered by the cloak.
Yeah. Your legs and your feet start growing and sprouting large, tough, coarse, ugly looking hair.
Ugh.
Yeah, just like this long, thick, like not soft hair. It's like rough and coarse, and it's like just sprouting out of like all the parts of your legs and feet that are visible. You're becoming a halfling. No, I'm just kidding. So, thank you so much, Karami and Vex, for those amazing wild magics. They're always entertaining. So back to where we were. Baz and Hardath, what would you like to do? The non-affected people. Yet.
Head towards the source of trouble.
Yeah, Ardath, you walked out very calmly and with this like purpose, and everyone kind of rushed out of your way, and you looked where everyone was coming from, and you just started walking that direction. Baz, you waited a moment, you're like, what the hell? And then you walked out, and you're like, you see all the people running, and you start walking towards where you see Ardath walking. And the two of you, are you kind of like walking side by side with Ardath, or are you going to walk behind him?
Probably beside him.
Okay. You kind of catch up to him a little bit. He's not hard to catch up with. And the two of you are walking side by side. Do you want to say anything to one another?
I think Buzz just draws his axe.
Probably a good idea. Yeah.
Ardath will glance over at Baz. You ready?
He smiles over at him.
This time, no mirrors.
Yeah, no mirror tricks.
Mirrors.
I know. I was kind of hoping that you would have still have mirrors, because meeting his character with the mirrors would be really funny.
I know.
You continue walking forward as you both are like, are you ready to be badasses? Yeah, I'm ready. You continue walking down the road. It takes a little bit of time unless you're walking with haste. Are you both walking with haste, or are you kind of just taking your time with the walking?
With haste if people are running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You start quickening your pace, and as you kind of look around the corner, now that you get to the corner where to the right is where you hear this noise. You hear like scraping on the ground, like something scraping on sand on the ground. And as you both turn to look over, roll me perception checks. Baz, you look around the corner, and that flaming staff is like really close to you, and you think that it might burn you, because you're like looking around, and you're like leaning towards him, and then you feel the heat, and you're like, oh shit. And you kind of get distracted, and you just saw something down there, but like you're too distracted by the flame that was to the left of you. Ardath, you take your time. You look down around the corner. You use the staff to kind of give you a little bit of ground while you're trying to like look around. And what you see before you is a bunch of green puffy smoke that's like all around. And then slowly it subsides, and you see this large creature, or not large, I think it's huge. You see this, yeah, no, it's large. You see this large creature. It is shiny. It looks as though it's wearing armor, but the armor is part of its body. And it's kind of looks like a bull. It has long tusks, or like horns that are coming out of its head, and its eyes are glowing.
Okay, would I recognize what it is?
Roll me a nature, or a history I would allow.
Those are both going to be the same.
I told
as a
Dirk the most
character-
important thing for him, because I was like, okay, you're getting real close to that thing.
Knowledge, yeah.
If I'm remembering correctly, from outer character knowledge, this thing isn't any sort of devil, demon, or anything like that.
No, it's more of a monstrosity.
Yeah, okay.
Much like Garrick.
With an 11, you're thinking about it as you look down, and you have like kind of a thinking look on your face. Baz looks up at you and sees that you're like thinking really hard about something. But I don't know what it is. You just can't put your finger on it. It looks like a bull, but
Yeah.
you're flipping through all the things that you've read, all the creatures, and you tend to know a lot more about like demons and aberrations and like abnormal things. This kind of looks too much like it looks like a bull, but like some kind of weird version of a bull.
Yeah. Okay. Is it obviously attacking anyone?
It doesn't look like it right now. With your 21 perception, I will say that every once in a while you do see it scraping its legs. It's one hoof on the ground.
Yeah, but it hasn't actually. It's not actually charging anyone or trying to gore anyone.
Not
right
yet.
now.
It hasn't charged any that you've seen. It hasn't charged anyone.
Yeah, that I've seen. Yeah. At which point I'll point it out to Baz.
Okay. At this point, Baz, you see what I just said. That except for you don't see his eyes, you just see like this shiny armored bull creature.
Can I do like a check to see if there's like any wounded or like has it attacked anyone?
You want to do like an investigation?
Sure.
Okay, that's gonna take you some time if you're willing to take time to do that. Sure. Roll me investigation. Yeah, you're looking around to see if there's anyone that's wounded. It looks like most of the people kind of ran off. You don't see anybody that's wounded. You do see a cart that looks like it is completely trampled and broken to bits. But you don't see a person there that you can see from the distance that you're in.
Hmm.
So it looks like it might have maybe charged at this cart, and that is what maybe had caused all of this ruckus to begin with. But you don't know like how it got there or anything like that. In order to inspect that, you'd have to have a higher roll, or you'd have to have like gone and looked to see where its hoof prints came from and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now, all four of you, now that you're there, except for I guess Garrick, who's just now put himself back on the roof. Garrick, you can still just see Varys from a distance. The three of you, I should say, can see this creature now is the smoke, the air that was coming out of his nostrils is no more. He's not like flaring anything. It looks like he might be calming down. He's stopping, scraping on the ground, and he's like looking around. And he's starting to like walk.
Immediate vicinity anymore.
What?
Nobody's in its immediate vicinity anymore.
Yeah, he can't see anything. It looks like he's just like kind of like walking and looking around, and you hear like the stomps of his foot as he like moves. He walks with like heavy weight. Garrick, what's your plan now? You gonna try to jump again?
Of course.
All right, let's see your roll.
I think Garrett just wants to jump off the building and glide down or something.
That would be pretty cool. I would allow that. He does have wings.
All right.
23. Yeah, this time you're finally able to get your ground. You realize maybe I do need to run. You kind of get a running start, and you just run and you jump from one building to the next, and you make it.
I used the wings this time.
You used what?
I used the wings this time.
Yeah, and then you kind of glide, and then you land, and then you jump and run and glide, and you land. And the final time, Varys, you hear something behind you, kind of like feathers in the wind, and you see this creature that is Varys, or that is Garrick, light bulb shaped head, arms with hands and feet with hands, kind of like dangle down like a bird, and he's flying towards you.
Good lord, what are you supposed to be?
And you land.
And I like
next to
draw
him,
my
Garrick.
short sword.
Oh yeah, you think that you're gonna fight him? That's great.
Yeah.
Yes.
I land in.
Are you initiating combat with each other?
No.
No,
Okay.
I'm just
I'm
like,
he
what
can
the
attack
hell?
me. I'm not gonna ready
Basically.
for him. I'll land and like do a roll as I land,
Okay.
and then I'm like, "Hello, friend. What's going on?"
I stare for like a second and then realize that you're not here to do whatever you might have been trying to do, and I just gesture down there. It's like, Morgan, he's mad. Well, he was mad.
It's not mad anymore.
It seems to be calming down. I tried talking to it, but then I remembered that its breath can make people into stone, so that seemed like a bad idea.
What should we do?
Oh, fan art of Garrick would be really cool, Stan.
Should we
Varys
kill it?
just looks down at the roof and's like, well, we're good up here.
We're fine up here. I like that
This point,
mentality.
he like throws off his cloak and like he draws his bow and he's like, we could shoot at it, but that might cause more trouble than it's causing at the moment.
Do I see the other people?
Give me a perception check. Because they're down below, far to the left, looking around the corner. They're not they never said they were being sneaky, so.
Yeah, at this point, I would probably be looking down as well and like trying to figure out if
Uh,
anyone left near
Yeah,
the.
Varys, roll me one as well. You can both roll me perception to see if you can see anything.
Wow.
Varys, you kind of glance down down to the right, but you've already looked over here. You know there's nobody. You know there's a cart. You know that there's a gorgon right in front of you. That creature looks quite exquisite. You've heard about them, so it's kind of like a cool moment for you to see this creature.
It's
so
pretty
kind of,
exciting to see it now that I'm not near the stone smoke.
yeah. And you start actually remembering that it has like a trampling charge. So that's another thing that you start remembering, like now that you look down and you see the card and you're like, oh yeah. So things are starting to come to your mind about this creature. Meanwhile, so that's distracting you a bit from seeing anything else. With your 13 perception rage, Garrick sees some slight movement down in the buildings to the left. You saw like, it might have looked like some kind of like flame, and then it like went back, and then flame, and went back. But so you can't really see what's down there, but you do see some movement. So there is something over in that corner, past the two buildings down to the left.
Okay.
It's like at the corner of the street where it turns into this street.
Well, if it starts to attack, I'll stop it.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
I
Gargan?
bet you ready in action as well. Like if it starts attacking people, then I will fire at it with my bow.
Okay. What is your action that you are holding? Rage. So basically you have to state what the exact action is that you're going to do.
Well, I wasn't ready in action, but I was just.
Oh, you're not
telling him
ready in action?
that. I was just telling him that that's what I'll do. But I
you're
could
telling
take
him.
action. I guess since he told me that it's stone breath, did you tell me that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will pull out my bow then.
Ooh, okay. I like this. You're both like readying your bows. I like it. So you're both holding actions if it attacks. Now, meanwhile, we're going to pan back down to the corner where Ardoth is leaning in, looking over, and then leaning back. And that's what the flame is that keeps going forward and back that he was seeing. Do you two speak to each other? What's your plan?
I think Boz would ask, do you know what that is?
No, not something I recognize. It's not. It is not currently destroying things. It is not currently attacking people.
It seems to have destroyed a cart, but
Yes, it is not currently destroying things. Currently, important word.
Are we able to see the two on the roofs?
Roll me perception checks. It's gonna be harder because they have the advantage of being on the top of the roof. Yeah, neither of you see them.
Yeah.
It was gonna be a hard check because I'm giving them a lot of advantage for being up there.
Yeah.
These rolls, I know you guys are doing bad tonight on rolls, except for Ardoth on the stuff that you're good at. You've normally been pretty good.
Hit and miss, but yeah. And yes, definitely a good thing to get them out of the way now. Not knowing what it is, it's not currently showing overt signs of hostility, even though everyone's obviously panicked and run away.
Yeah, Ardoth is thinking to himself. Meanwhile, Baz, you're hearing him like coming to mumbling, being like, I don't know what it is, and it's not destroying anything yet. Do you want to think about like what this creature is? Would you like to roll a nature or history check of your own? I know that's not your strong suit per se, but
Yeah, why not?
it might spark your mind to think about it because he's thinking about it really hard.
You never know what comes up in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Random bits of information that you somehow managed
Yeah,
to
you're kind of
retain.
looking over at Ardoth, and Ardoth is like, yeah, I don't know what it. I mean, it's not this, but it. You start thinking about it, and you're like, you know a lot about armored things. It's kind of something that you do think about. You've heard of creatures like this before, maybe.
I was a
Definitely-
soldier, so if they'd been used in war, I might.
Yeah. You think that there might have been a group who used them as like war mounts. You think about it a little bit, and yeah, they're gorgons. You know that they're dangerous. They're pretty strong creatures that have something. You need to avoid their whatever that smoke is that you saw before. You don't know what that smoke does, but you know that it is not good.
Yeah, Buzz kind of scratches at his chin a bit and says, I've heard of these, actually. They were used as war mounts for a time. They're called Gorgons, I think it was. Something, that green smoke they emit, it's dangerous.
Yeah, Baz, last you haven't seen one of these in person, but you have heard about them destroying areas and murdering people, and somehow people are left as like broken, shattered stone, which starts making you think about the time you turned into stone.
Yeah.
Like, maybe this is the creature that turned me into stone? It starts pondering in your head.
Hmm.
You're not the brightest crayon in the box.
Wow.
Garrick has acid splash because I think he got like acid spit at some point from wild magic.
Actually, Baz is pretty smart.
Yeah, he's decently smart, just not very charismatic.
Yeah, okay. I thought you went the other way around.
Hmm.
I take it back. I apologize.
He doesn't mind. Yeah.
Forever Vex. The wild magic lasts forever. Until they dispel it at an equal level to whatever the spell is.
Unless
I
it's
usually put like a spell level on it.
I mean, I got like the thing that's like, hey, you're gonna lose one tooth every day for like 21 teeth in total.
Yeah.
I think that eventually wears off.
Yeah, yours, some of them do wear off on days if they say that. But most of them are like, you have it forever.
It's been very interesting for Barry. He sometimes wake up and he's like, "Oh, that tooth loose," and he just like. Eventually, he tried like cure woundsing it, and that seemed to work. Cause like I remember asking you about that. Would you
Yeah.
allow that? And you said you would. So
Mhm.
he's just been like cure woundsing his teeth back in. He's a weird sort of magical dentist now. Life is wonderful.
I love that. Next time someone has like teeth problems, you're like, let me check it out. I'll give you
Let me have a
advantage.
look, yeah.
I'll give you advantage to the medicine check on that.
Can
Nice.
you mirror mine?
What?
Can you remirror mine?
The mirror on your teeth.
We
is
could have a
pretty
talk
funny.
about that.
So what? Continue on. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt you too.
Yeah, Buzz just goes on to say, they're, if what I've heard is correct, they're very dangerous. Do you say they were like wrecking whole towns?
Yeah.
They've been known to destroy entire towns.
Ah. Not good here then.
All right. As the two of you are continuing to talk, Garrick and Varys, you have been watching intensely, holding your bows ready to fire at any instance. This creature starts, it was moving from one place to the next, and it's like sniffing, and it looks like it's smelling for something. It looks like it smells the thing that it was looking for, and it is in front of the church. You see it starting to do the thing where it's dragging its hoof on the ground, and it starts slowly backing up and then dragging its hoof on the ground. It looks like it's ready to it's going to charge the church.
I shoot
Would you
it.
like to shoot at it before it charges?
Yeah. Yes.
should-
I will basically let my new friend know that he's about to start charging, and I will open fire.
All right. I would like everyone to roll me initiative, but you two will get an action first.
Cool. So do you want me to roll initiative first, or do you want me to roll the attack roll first?
Roll your initiative, and then roll your. Feel free to roll your attack.
Okay. Well, okay, never mind.
Was that everyone? That's very scary. We're just waiting on Stan.
I'm just going to be
Bias.
right back.
I rolled. I got 16.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he rolled before you did.
You were very quick about it.
Well, I got to defend the church.
No, it's cool.
He's
yeah,
got initiative.
Yeah, that's true. That is you would defend the church. Okay. You two go ahead and roll me your attacks. Varys and Garrick.
It is.
I would let Garrick
okay.
roll first for
Alright.
reasons.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Garrick,
Well,
go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since I am an assassin rogue, I get advantage on attacks on targets that have not yet moved.
Yes, you do.
So I'm gonna do that,
Nice.
and if it's surprised, I get a critical hit on it.
It is
Automatic.
surprised you get a critical hit on
Nice.
it. It does not see you. I like rolled on the side for its perception. I gave it disadvantage because it's not looking up.
Okay.
Well, I mean it's looking up, but it can't. Like you guys are on top of a roof.
And then sneak attack. So
Alright.
5, so 14, 18.
All right. A 16 to hit does not hit. Oh wait, no, you get a crit because it doesn't matter.
Correct.
Okay. So, all right, and then go ahead and roll your damage or your attack, Varys.
Okay, I'm gonna use my macro again because I've got like 3 things that can apply. If I hit, my Colossus Slayer should pull into effect here because the creature's now injured.
Yes.
So it's a normal roll.
That ability is so good.
And I got a 27 to hit.
Jeebus.
A 27 definitely hits.
Okay, that does 11 damage in total.
11 damage. Nice. It's pretty good. Very nice, guys. Yeah, it's like clawing at the ground, and the two of you, I think simultaneously, both pull back and let go of arrows, and these two arrows go flying, and you hear them like whistling next to each other in the wind, and they both land on the butt of this creature, and they somehow slice through the armor of it, and one of them piercing much deeper than the other. And the creature rears its front hooves up in the air, and you just see it turn its body kind of to the back, looking at its back, and smoke filling out of its nostrils, this green puffy smoke. And it looks back, and it kind of does this like horrible like grunting noise, and it is. I guess it can't do that. Oh, I guess it can roll a perception to see where you guys are. Yeah, it tries to look to see where the arrows came from, and you just see it kind of leaning back and forth and looking up and around, but it doesn't see anything, and the puffs of smoke are just continuing to grow. Meanwhile, Ardoth and Baz, you both see something happen. You see some arrows come down from below, the creature rearing up. You did see it kind of like look like it was going to charge the church, and Baz, you get to take the first action.
Baz just runs at it.
Okay, Baz, yeah, you're gonna run down the street. How far can you run?
30.
Okay. We're gonna do your full. 30 is not gonna make it to the creature.
I don't think I.
You have to dash, which will be your full. You'll spend your full move and action to dash. Or you can just run up 30 and then stand there, but you won't be able to hit the creature because it's still gonna be like 30 feet away from you.
Yeah, I think he just runs up and actually, I can run up and use Action Surge to make an attack. If I can make it all the way there in 2 turns. Or in a dash.
Dash uses like your maneuver and your action.
Yeah, and Action Surge gives me an extra action.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah.
Okay, you can totally do that.
He just doesn't say a word, and sneering the whole way, runs up at it, and takes a swing at it with his axe.
Yeah, give me your swing. Swing at
Great.
it. A 13 does not hit.
Not as much.
Yeah. You swing at it, and it hits the sound of clinking metal. You just hear it like that sound, and actually sparks kind of fly off the side of this creature, and you just see the sparks flying off as you like try really hard to take your vicious great axe at this creature, but it doesn't seem like you pierce through it at all. Anything else you want to do? That's your bonus action, right?
I think that's it.
Okay. Next up is going to be Garrick. Up on the roof. Up on the roof.
All right.
And Ardoth, you'll be next on deck.
Down Hellfire.
Yeah.
If I would shoot it. Shoot. Oh wait, I forgot to take off advantage. 16, so.
D&D. Defender wins or attacker wins? It's attacker, right?
Yeah.
You hit.
Alright.
Do your damage.
Sweet. Bam. And then
6 damage.
bam.
Jeez, that sneak attack.
Yeah, sneak attack's nice. 47 damage.
And then I'll use my bonus action to hide.
All right, roll me a stealth. It cannot see you. Well, we'll see. It'll roll a perception to see if it can see you, but nice. Anything else you'd like to do? I think you've used everything other than your move. But I'm assuming you don't want to move. Ardoth. You saw Baz just rush in, and you saw his axe clink against this creature's side with just sparks flying, but it didn't look like he did much damage. You saw another arrow go flying from the top of the roof, so you know there's someone up there, but you can't see them quite yet. But you do see another arrow pierce into this creature, barely. It doesn't look like it went as far as like some of the other ones did.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ardoth's going to be casting some things. First of all, he's going to send Hex at it, giving it disadvantage on strength-related checks, I think.
Okay.
That won't
Remind me
include
if I do a
attacks.
strength-related thing on him.
Yeah, I don't imagine it'll come up, but if it tries to grapple somebody, for instance. So he's going to send out what used to be purple is now blackish energy to wrap its tendrils around this thing. And then he's going to unleash a series of rays. This isn't Eldritch Blast. These are rays of fire.
Okay. So you're going to do Rays of Fire.
Yeah, Scorching Ray specifically.
Okay, Scorching Ray, roll your attack. It's like a...
Yeah, it's
like a
it'll
it's like
be
a
cast
melee
at
spell
third
attack.
level. Ranged spell attack, yeah. So
Yeah.
it'll be 4 attacks.
18 hits. 16 hits. 23 definitely hits.
So this is where all the good rolls have
19
been hiding.
hits. Oh my gosh. I even have this. I gave this
Yeah.
person a lot, or I gave this creature a lot of AC too. I gotta add these up.
Math.
Good lord, Ardoth.
18 plus 8, 26 plus another.
It's 33.
Yeah, 33.
Why don't you
Jesus.
just summon the Burning Legion?
Yeah, you
Can't do
start
that quite
flinging scorching rays. These rays of heat go flying past you, Baz, as you're still trying to get your axe out of this creature's armor. You just see like fire go flying. The two of you up on the roof just see fire coming from the left, flinging forward into this creature, and some of it's going like melting through its armored skin and just piercing it. And the creature's kind of rears back, and more smoke goes clouding around it, and it's going to be the creature's turn, and then Varys, you're up next. The smoke around it goes stronger and larger, and Baz, this is where you're going to have to roll. Each creature in the area must succeed on a DC 13 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a target begins to turn into stone and is restrained. The restrained target must repeat the saving throw at the end of its next turn. On a success, the effect ends on the target. On a failure, the target is petrified until freed by the Greater Restoration spell or other magic. It's a
Here we
petrified.
go again.
You. How many times will you be petrified? 16. Yeah, you save. You're good. That's pretty good. Yeah, you're still trying to get your axe out, and the smoke starts kind of getting stronger and stronger, but it doesn't seem to phase you. You rip your axe out of the armor, and you're holding it there, and you're actually breathing. You're like holding your breath, and and the smoke isn't coming into your body. Varys, it is going, or it's one more thing. It is then going to make a hoof attack at you. 13, does that hit? No, right? Yeah, it goes to swing at you with its hoof, but I guess it misses. It can't see you in its own smoke. Varys, it is your turn.
How far away am I from the creature?
You are about 30 feet away and then like probably 45 feet above it.
Okay,
Maybe,
would you let?
maybe more than that.
Sounds like I'm close enough to cast Hunter's Mark, which is 90 feet range.
Oh yeah, you're within 90 feet.
Cool. I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark as a bonus action, and then I will make another attack roll.
Okay.
There we go. 18.
18 hits. 16
Neat.
damage.
Yeah. I got a 1 on the
You guys
Hunter's
are doing
Mark,
a lot
which
of
is a shame.
damage. Would you like to explain how you shoot down at this? You don't kill it.
Yeah, so
yet.
I initially start like gesturing with my hand, and I like make a rough motion in the shape of the bull, and then like light flickers on it for a little brief moment. And then I draw an arrow and I like take aim for a second and I fire downwards. I hit it like between the shoulder blades, but it's still up. It's still moving.
Yeah, in fact, that's the reason why it missed Baz, is because it went to swing its hoof at Baz, but you hit it in the shoulder, and Baz didn't see the arrow hit it in the shoulder because there's too much smoke. But it kind of misses Baz drastically because of this. Very nice. Baz, it is now your turn. And Garrick, you're next up on deck.
All right. Let's see. All right. Yeah, I guess I just try and hit it with my axe.
Yeah. Axe it some more questions.
Yeah. Oh.
Holy.
Actually,
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Roll the damage for me. Yeah. Hold on. I have to see if you kill this creature.
Is that including the bonus from it being vicious?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, tell me how you kill this creature.
I think he's fighting in a different way than he normally does. He's swinging a lot harder. Like normally he's a very like skilled fighter. He doesn't fight like a barbarian generally. But this time he's swinging away, and I think that after dislodging the axe, he just brings it above his head and brings it down just between its eyes.
Yeah. You bring your axe down between its eyes glowing with this like white light, and all of a sudden the light slowly dims until it's blackness. And you slowly see the inside of the creature, and it looks like it's like made out of like this weird material inside that you're just not you don't know what that is. Green smoke starts like pouring out of all of the places where it had wounds, and you just see this large puff of green smoke as the creature slowly slumps to the ground, and with a loud thud you hear it hit the bottom of the ground, and little puffs of sand come around it.
I think while all that's happening, Buzz like tries to cover his mouth with like the sleeve of his gambeson and backs away from it.
Yeah, you like put your mouth over it and you slowly start backing away. You take a deep breath as you stand outside of this creature, and now you see it just laying there and the green smoke slowly fading. Everyone roll me a perception check. Okay. Varys and Garrick, the two of you, oddly, I like how this has worked out. The two of you,
Yeah.
Both look down and you see the creature fall to the ground. And your eyes are kind of on that because that's what you guys were focusing on. And you look down at it and it looks like maybe it's dead. Ardoth and Baz, You hear something in the distance. Like footsteps, loud footsteps off in the distance. Once in a while you feel the ground shaking below you.
Oh no, we've only killed one Colossus, there are 15 left.
Oh, we killed the baby.
Oh, that's even worse.
Is there like a bell tower in the church?
Yeah, there's a small little bell tower in the church.
Could I get up into it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Boz is
The
gonna...
church is really small.
Yeah, I think that Boz is going to try and get up there and see if he can get a better view from the bell tower.
Yeah, you rush into the bell tower. Do you say anything to Ardoth?
I think he just says, "I hear something," and then just rushes off.
He says, "I hear something." Rushes into the church, which is like to the left of you all. You open up the church doors. The light is shining through that glass stained window. To the right of you is another door. You open up the door. You run up the staircase up into the top. It kind of like goes straight up and then it turns to the right, and there's the church bell in front of you.
All right, yeah,
It's just enough space where like one person can walk all the way around the bell. It's kind of made for like cleaning the bell or like if you need to ring it.
Yeah, and
Can we notice him being in the bell tower now?
Roll me perception check. Well, actually with the 12, you don't need to roll me another perception check. You gotta do, with the 12, I will say that you see something moving up there. You can't tell who it is or what it is.
Okay, I'm gonna stay on the roof
But you
then
did
for now.
see him, because you guys were looking down at the Gargan. I will say that you did see him run into the church, so you could make an assumption that it is him.
Okay.
Now that I think about it, logically, it makes sense that you would think that it's him.
What did you do it?
What's your plan up here, Baz?
I'm trying. I look in the direction like where I think I heard the sounds from.
Yeah, you looked in that direction. Roll me another perception check. With advantage.
All right.
The look on Quiet Geek's face is very interesting. What are you thinking about?
Metallica.
No.
I am.
Where would Ardoth go?
Oh, that's what you're thinking. Okay. I was just like looking over at you and you were like, you had this pondering look on your face. I'm like, what is he thinking about? Also, I love that Rage is wearing his Space Viking shirt, his TwitchCon shirt. Yeah, Baz, you look off in the distance to the direction that you hear this loud noise. You see about 10 of these creatures running
Oh no.
off in the distance.
He immediately shouts down to Ardoth, "There's more." And so, is the church bell like ever used as like an alarm thing for the city?
Yeah, you could try to use it for that.
Yeah, he starts ringing the bell.
Yeah, you start pulling on the bell. It is actually pretty hard as you start pulling down on it. Roll me a strength, some form of strength. I think maybe it's athletics to kind of try to pull the bell down. I think it makes the most sense. Like you're holding your ground and you're pulling on the bell. Yeah, with the 17, you're able to pull on the bell, and you're like, it takes a lot of strength, but it makes this loud noise, and all of you hear the church bell going off. It's like making all this loud noise. You hear someone running up the staircase, Baz, as you're like pulling the bell. It's really hard to make out, but you can barely hear it because this bell is... You're kind of losing your hearing now that you're pulling this bell and it's making a lot of noise. And you see Delilah standing there and she's like, what are you doing?
I think he shouts to her, "We're under attack. More of those monsters."
What?
He like frustratedly points down to the street where the dead one is.
She looks down and then she looks over and she's like, Right. I will. She runs down the staircase. And she's trying to like gather people. The Ardoth, you see her kind of running out of the church. Her sister with her. And they're kind of like, she's like, everyone get to safety. We need to go that way. Kind of like towards the inn and back towards that direction she's pointing, and you just see her and her sister kind of like rushing over. They're knocking on like all the doors to all the places that are like in line with the church, and like trying to get people to come out of their houses, and trying to gather people to like move them out of the way of where she thinks that these creatures are rushing towards.
Okay. Aside from the church and the steeple there, are there any buildings in the area that have obvious roof access or elevated positions?
The easiest access for going up would probably be the church bell.
Okay, Ardoth will be heading towards that, and
yeah, you go
basically
towards
going
where
to
Baz
that.
was. You rush up the stairs, and you can look. You see Baz like tugging on this bell, and it's really loud. What's your plan?
Trying to get Baz's attention from what he's doing.
How are you getting Baz's attention? I guess Baz, you hear someone else running up the staircase, so I don't know if you look to see.
Probably.
Yeah, you see Ardoth standing there.
He'll just give a little wave.
He waves at you.
He gestures to like come the rest of the way up, or
Yeah, he will.
Okay. You're up there.
we need to get.
Ardoth is doing the sort of like hands up shrug.
He's like,
Yeah.
He points in the direction where he saw the other ones.
Okay.
yeah, you see about 10, it looks like, Gorgon creatures that are stampeding towards you guys.
How far away are they?
They're probably a couple, like a mile or so. There's some time.
Okay. Ardoth just nods and watches them approach.
He just stands there in the bell tower and watches while you're sitting there pulling on the bell. Ferris and Garrick, you are looking down. Now you look up and you see in the bell tower is also Ardoth, who you would seem, you saw him like run that way, so you're assuming that he's up there.
Yes,
And you
that's
look down
why-
to the left and you see two priestess. It looks like they're wearing like kind of priest gear, and they're kind of like running around, and it looks like they're trying to get people out of their houses, and there's people like running out of their house and like rushing down the street towards where like you guys all came from.
Okay. Do we
Right.
do we see the things coming?
You didn't with your 12.
No.
Okay.
We just know
you were
that
looking
they
down, so
ran
you're-
into the church tower, started ringing the bell, and then priestesses started running out and like getting people away from where we initially saw the beast coming from.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a loud whistle at the church tower, like
Ooh,
kind of
okay.
like the cat sound.
Okay. Yeah, my cat's meowing. What's up, Riggs?
Aw.
There
What's up, buddy? He's like, are you gonna feed me more? Because I'm fat. Or he's like, it's bedtime. What are you doing? Yeah. Go ahead and do a whistle. You're trying to get their attention?
Yeah.
I guess with your whistle, it would be like their perception to hear if they hear the whistle. It's hard because
Okay.
like there's a bell tower going off. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you roll for whistle?
Performance?
For them to-
I think they just have to listen.
Yeah, roll me a
Forward.
perception to see if you guys can hear him whistling.
Because it's only 30 feet. You can definitely hear a loud whistle.
Yeah, but there's also a bell
There's a
going
giant
off right
bell
next to their
going
ears.
off. It's like a giant church bell, and they're right next to the church bell. That's why I'm
Okay.
saying it's probably hard. Yeah, I don't think they hear their whistle with an 8 and a 10.
All right. I will shoot.
Okay. Who are you shooting?
I will shoot at the church.
What are you aiming at specifically?
I don't know. Give me like a description.
Okay. It is quite a quaint small church. So, the bottom of it is kind of like this small rectangle. There are two large doors at the front of it. The top of it has this small little space that can probably mostly fit like one person around the bell and a bell in this little tower. And you see Ardoth kind of like standing, like you can't really see all of him. You can see part of him, and he can't really get into that space because Baz is in there. But Baz is in the space where the bell is.
Okay, is it made of wood?
The church is made out of wood. The bell is made out of like brass or something.
Okay.
I don't know. Some kind of...
And so I'm gonna take out a piece of paper. Oh, you don't got anything to write with.
You gonna make a paper airplane?
Alright, I'm just gonna tie some bells to my arrow.
Okay.
And then don't know why. I have bells, so tie some bells to my
You tie
arrow.
All
some
sorts of bells
bells.
and whistles.
You tie some bells to your arrow. What is the plan with this now?
And then I'm gonna shoot the arrow at the wall, at some wooden part of the church bell area
Okay.
where they can.
Like
I'm
one
trying
of
to
the
get their
little
attention.
like poles that's holding like the tower. Okay, yeah. Roll me your attack. I'm gonna say it's like a pretty easy DC, like a DC 10. Yeah, you hit it. Don't roll damage. The two of you, Ardoth, you probably see this first because you're kind of like standing next to the thing. You see this arrow go flying and like a bell. There's little bells and you hear like little jingling. Baz, you're just tugging at this thing, so you don't really hear anything. You just see something fly that way, and you duck at first because you're like thinking something's attacking you, but then you see that it hits the thing. Ardoth, you look the direction and you see across from you is that weird bird creature man, and what looks like a elf. I think you're an elf, right?
I'm a wood elf, yeah.
Yeah, wood elf.
I'm,
They're
I'm-
both
I'm
holding
just waving
bows.
because at this point I've gathered like he wants to get their attention so badly he's going to shoot an arrow at them. We're going to be waving so that we don't look like an obvious threat.
Ardoth will wave back.
They're waving.
I do
Ardoth
the
waves back at you.
I do the "what's going on" gesture.
You're like, yeah.
Ardoth will basically stick an arm out the window and just point.
Yeah, he points that direction, and the two of you look over, and now you see the stampeding Gorgon group. They're now like half a mile away.
I do like the scream painting, like, ah, the face.
For the record, Ardoth's waiting till they get to about 120 feet,
Okay.
just in case that comes up.
A gaggle of Gorgons. Is that what they're called? Are they gaggles? I don't know what a group of Gorgons is called.
I don't know.
But I like the idea of calling them a
stampede of
gaggle.
Gorgons?
I
gaggle
don't
of
want to go
Gorgons.
down and ask
I would say
them,
a
to be
herd.
honest.
I would say a herd of Gorgons. It feels like they're more like bulls. I don't know.
Mm,
Nah, in this world, it's
a
gaggle.
death of Gorgons?
I've called them.
Because
I
that's
said it was a stampede of Gorgons. That's how I said it.
I mean, that's what we're gonna do eventually, yeah.
Yeah, so now you all see the creatures. So Varys, Garrick, you both look over, and that's what you see.
I say, "Oh shit!"
Hey, man-bird man, I don't suppose you have a way to tell them to turn around or something like that?
Who? Us? Them? The
You,
people
yeah.
in the bell tower?
I mean, you look interesting enough. You never know. You might be able to talk to Gorgons and be like, hey, this is a bad place to be. You shouldn't
Oh,
stampede
the
here.
Gorgon? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Gorgons!
You're shouting at them from like a half a mile away. They're
Turn
not hearing you.
around!
There's a loud church bell going off.
I don't think it's working.
And as you all are looking over that direction, Baz is continuing just to pull the bell. Ardoth is, I think you're readying a spell or something, Ardoth?
Yeah.
The two of you are looking out, and are you guys readying bows, or what are you planning?
I'm probably readying an action to fire at the first one that comes within 150 feet.
Okay.
And I say, what are we gonna do? We're gonna stand our ground?
Well, this is a nice little town, and we are currently on a roof, so it's not like they can easily get to us.
True.
I hate to say it, but I think we're gonna have to take them out. Unless we
Alright.
can somehow distract them from being here, which I don't really have any means to.
Well, I don't have bells anymore.
Because that was going to help you before. I'm not.
I could put some oil down. It's only enough for a lantern, but if I put enough, maybe they'll slip.
I'm not sure how intimidated they would be by fire. Would I know with my earlier check?
How intimidated by fire they would be?
Yeah, because, they're bulls, right?
Roll me. Well, actually, from your previous check, you think that, like, they would be equally afraid of fire as anyone would be? You don't think that they'd be, like, more vulnerable to fire. Does that make sense? Is that kind of the answer that you were looking for?
They're not specifically afraid of fire and will turn the other direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not like, oh no, it's gonna murder me because it's fire. But they're also like, do this fire. Fire's hot. Don't touch the fire.
Yeah. You're gonna get burned.
Also, you saw Scorching Ray burn through its armor, but it did look like it took time. But those were quick bolts of flaming, scorching fire.
Yeah, that's magical fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
I just say, I don't think fire is gonna do it unless it's magical fire.
What about oil?
Oh, it's a
Would they
gravel
slip?
of Gorgons?
Oh, what?
Sorry, go ahead. Interrupting your lovely RP.
This voice happens. Like, what?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna ready an action to fire at the first one that comes within normal range.
Alright.
Alright.
Me too, I guess.
As the two of you ready your bows for you're holding them down, ready to aim up and fire at the creatures, and Ardoth is readying a spell and holding his hands out with his staff in one hand, and Baz is like furiously pulling on the bell, and the priestesses are kind of pulling all the people and slowly getting everyone out of the town. You hear this loud swooshing, and it's like a cloud of darkness covers all of you, and this huge adult red dragon comes flying above the town, and you see wings spanning out, and the dragon comes flying forward and takes a huge breath of fire at this large gravel of Gorgons, and does...
We're having another Dragon Ex Machina again. God. You're giving me more and more reason to hate this dragon, but at the same time, I'm kind of grateful for it.
It does 59 damage to each of the creatures and just scorches the area. You see the Gorgons all like running about, flinging, and the dragon does like passes over and comes down and does like something else, and all the Gorgons go running around, and you just see them all running in different directions. And then you see it kind of swiping its claws and its tail, and Gorgons going flying in the air, some of them landing on the ground, and they're just kind of like, they look like they don't know what's going on. There's one that is holding its ground, and it's the only one out of the 10 of them, and it's larger than the others. And the dragon rushes forward and takes a huge bite into this creature, and the creature slowly just starts sinking away, and it goes limp in the dragon's mouth. And you see on top of the dragon, if you all roll me a perception check, we'll see if you see what it is.
Oh,
Varys does not see.
I want to know.
I want to know. Is that
No.
everyone's?
I see just as good
Yeah.
as you.
No
That
one
is
else
true.
sees this. Only Baz. As you stop ringing the bell, once you start seeing all the scorching flame and fire and this large dragon, you look over, and on top of the dragon, you see a T-Rex holding on, and laser beam eyes coming down, and like doing, and like it's light coming from the laser beams, scorching away at the creatures, and that's how we're gonna end it tonight.
God damn.
I think Boss reactions, he's just holding out his hand. He's like looking over at Ardoff.
I think this is the point in time where like Varys just notices like a tooth falling out, and he tries to like stumble to catch it and like puts it back in and just like cure wounds it to try and like put it back.
I love that. And then meanwhile, Garrick pulls out a spoon and is just like fixing his weird hair on his. Yeah, he's missing a feather still. His face looks like a weird light bulb. And that's where we'll end it. I hope you guys liked that. I was like, it wouldn't be alone. I think that like that's why it was kind of like looking around. It was like looking for its family.
And I murdered it.
Oh well.
I love that you were like, or it's a baby, and I was like, yep, that's why it had less armor. Normally, Gargans have like 19 armor.
Ooh.
Ah, yeah.
Which would have been, you guys wouldn't have, well, actually, you guys rolled really well. You probably would have, you were all rolling very well to hit him.
I did crit.
Yeah. And, Rage, you started off with a crit. So.
Yeah.
This is a very weird town. Every fight I've had here so far is some ginormous creature or a bunch of creatures. And every time a bloody red dragon swoops in.
Really? I think the only time you were, oh, it was a T-Rex was the
This
only
is the
time-
second time. I'm 2 for 2 now here.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason the dragon keeps showing up when you're here.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
It's hunting me. I know. It's on my sheet.
Yeah. Anybody who joins when Derp Digital is part of this might try.
I'm just going to have a red dragon X Machina every time. It's going to get progressively more annoying until I actually somehow figure out a way to take it out.
Yeah. I don't think it's not. It hasn't. It actually helped you in this case. There's more to the dragon than you think. If someone can remember way back when, there's another thing that has affected the dragon as well. There was another.
What, did 10% of its home just sink into nowhere?
There's another thing that was specifically affected a dragon. So I wonder if someone else remembers.
I remember it, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I have all the notes.
I'm not sure if it was like during the time that... I don't think it was during my sessions.
It
No,
wasn't
like
during
the
your
first-
session. It was a different one.
Yeah, I think it's like the first or second episode.
Yeah, it was early on, and then your thing happened. I was like, "Oh, this is perfect. There's already a dragon that's nearby," so it just kind of worked out. I hope you guys enjoy this, and like I said, we are raising money for the kids at St Jude. We've already raised $7,164.50, which is just absolutely insane. But our goal this year is to raise $25,000. So yeah, thank you so much to Karami and Vex FX for donating for today. We really appreciate it, and thank you for the fun wild magic. I love that Garrett continues to look weirder and weirder every episode. I hope he never gets dispelled. I hope you just become a bird, because that would be cool.
I still think I look great, no
Yeah.
matter what.
Slowly
Um,
turning
You're
into a
definitely
number 12.
unique.
I like the interaction with Barris and him. He's like, well, you're a weird looking creature. Maybe you know what those weird looking creatures. Like,
Yeah.
what is that logic?
You're not here to attack me, so clearly you must know something.
We're gonna go around the table or around the spaceships and have everyone say where you can find them at, as well as any of their final words for the evening tonight. And then, of course, we will raid somebody at the end, so stick around for that. That's always really fun. Of course, Stan, Where can people find you at? And any closing words for tonight?
You can find me on Twitter at S_Delone, not Delone Stan.
Sorry. I don't even. How did I even write that? Like, what was I thinking?
Twitter autocompletes stuff, kind of like it brings up suggestions. So
But why would I even put Delone first?
that I don't know.
I was kind of wacky last week, so I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm also on the Discord channel. So anyone who's getting Monster Hunter World for PC when it comes out in a couple days, let's hunt stuff.
Like dragons.
Yeah. This was a lot of fun. Didn't see the ending coming.
I almost did. Like, I was even joking in chat, like, we could use a Dragon Ex Machina now. Or a Flash Rex Ex
Oh,
Machina.
I had a plan for the dragon no matter what. I was going to have it come in a different way, but I was like, how do I get you guys all together? Because this is like, you're all kind of everywhere. I need to somehow get you together. I'm like, okay, some kind of crisis has to happen for you all to get involved. And then I was like, ooh, I have a plan. Because this is all, we kind of do all of this improv. So it's exciting for me as well.
Yeah. Also, like I did last week, for anyone who's new here, I'd like to give a shout out to the Twitter handle Blind Temple. He's a blind tabletop gamer, and he helps with people who are visually impaired. He links to a lot of like the charity stuff, and he will help you find a game if you're visually impaired. So it's a cool guy. You should give him a follow.
Yeah, and I think the way we play could easily, if you're a visually impaired person, don't feel like afraid to come play with us either. We could easily have someone else roll the character sheets, and of course, I try to be as descriptive as I can with stuff. So I think like that should be.
In my personal games, I play with 2 blind people, so I can help out and don't mind.
Yeah. The great thing about tabletop stuff is you're like explaining stuff vocally. So
Imagination.
Yeah. I do know some sign language, but that would be harder because I don't know everything. Especially like Gorgon. I'd have to spell it out because I have no clue. Moving on to our next person here, of course, Derp Digital. Where can people find you at? And of course, any final words for tonight?
Hi, when I'm not being head mod for Roll for or Enter Elysium, I do my own things, although that's currently kind of on the down low. However, I'm trying to get that back up and running, so I have a YouTube. It's youtube.com/derpdigital or /c/derpdigital. It's a bit annoying like that. But yeah, I do like Let's Plays and stuff, although, like I said, that's currently on the down low. Maybe I'll start that back up again soon. I'm hoping to maybe stream on twitch.tv/derpdigital on like Monday, maybe play some City Skylines. I'm going to be emailing to see if I can get some other DLCs. So that might be a thing.
City Skylines is really fun. I like that game.
Yeah, I've been playing it like a little bit. I played SimCity 5 by EA in like 2013. It just crushed city builders for me for years. So I'm finally getting back into that.
And you can name like every little person that's walking around too. It's cute.
Yeah.
All right. And Rage Strike, where can people find you at, and any closing sentences or things that you'd like to say today?
There is no spoon. Sorry, saw that in a movie. Of course there's a spoon.
All the spoons.
There's no spoon.
But is it the spoon?
Well, I have 3 spoons.
1 spoon, 2 spoon, 3 spoon.
This spoon's bigger than the other spoons. Anyways, I'm Rage Strike. You can find me on Discord. I play video games like World of Warcraft and Overwatch and World of Warcraft. It's coming out next week.
Yep. Next
Do you
Monday.
play World of Warcraft though?
Yeah, I play World of Warcraft. Yeah, I just did the attack on Lordaeron today. It was amazing.
Yeah, I need to catch up on all the quests that I've missed.
My girl Jaina's back.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
Go find me on
Yeah,
Discord.
World of Warcraft has an expansion that's launching next Monday. It's pretty exciting. So if you guys want to check it out, we have been doing some streaming of it a little bit here and there. And you pointed at the wrong thing. You're like pointing at my empty chest. He's
Yeah,
wearing
man.
our Space Viking exclusive shirt for TwitchCon 2017, which we will be having on the store for a little bit of time soon. So that's what the back looks like. It looks cool. Mushin did a really good job with the design for those ones. I like it a lot. I'm like, that would be a cool tattoo, actually.
Oh, I'm getting.
You're gonna get one, yeah. Next, if anyone gets a tattoo, that definitely you have to share that with me. Last but not least, of course, Quiet Geek. Where can people find you at? And of course, any final words for tonight?
Well,
It looks like it's morning for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Getting on for me having to go do stuff. Yeah, I'm Quiet Geek on Discord. Otherwise, thank you everyone who's contributed to this, whether that's been in chat by donating or Maggie for running the game.
Aw, thanks. Yeah. If you are watching this and you haven't been able to donate for the game specifically, you can always still donate even whenever we're not live doing the show over at !St Jude in our chat, or bit.ly/SVK4KIDS, all lowercase. And you know, every little bit helps. The one thing that I will say is St. Jude does an amazing job of making sure that every family that has a child that is being treated at St. Jude does not pay a dime. They don't pay for travel. They don't pay for their pets that need stay while they're away. They don't pay for the place that they stay in, whether it's a day or if they're there for 3 years, they don't pay a dime. They don't pay for food. They don't pay for their treatments, nothing. They pay nothing, and all they get to do is focus on their child's health and making sure that their kid gets well. So I love what they do there, and I want to help support it. I go every year to see their hospital and help volunteer there as well. So it is something near and dear to my heart, and I have a lot of family members who have died to cancer or friends. So it's something that I think I am very passionate about, and that is why we are focusing on that as a community. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us tonight. Stay tuned for a little bit. I'm going to let these guys go. But we will be doing a little bit of raid. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah.
Bye.
Watch out for dragons.